So Justin Trudeau told the truckers to stop honking and to go home immediately. And this was their response. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Rudowski here of WeAreChange.org, and we have a lot of absolutely crazy news to get up to with our neighbors from the north, as of course things have took a step in the wrong direction, and it looks like the government there has absolutely lost it with their latest decrees, mandates, and emergency declarations, as of course even Elon Musk had a very interesting comment about this. We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, so much that we're just going to jump right into it. And did you know that 7 of the Canadian women's ice hockey team are openly LGBTQ? And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, this doesn't really affect my life. There's other people online demanding the LGBTQIA plus community to be officially recognized, but this again perfectly highlights the utter distraction and nonsense put forward by the mainstream media in front of the general public that either just tries to distract you with other nonsense or pushes for really bad things like war, as of course the United States is still saying that Russia will be invading Ukraine and will, quote, use a false flag chemical weapons attack in order to set a pretext to do so. All of this as Russia just expelled U.S. deputy ambassadors from its country and has demanded that the United States pull troops out of Central and Eastern Europe. What has Joe Biden officially said about this specific conflict? Well, in Cleveland, during a public speaking event where he was trying to push a $1 billion, quote, infrastructure bill, he cut his speech short and said, quote, "I've got to head out because there's a little thing going on in Europe right now." And then later on saying, "Every time I get a chance, I go to Delaware." And again, he said this at a speech in Ohio. So it's safe to say that things are definitely totally under control, just like the official BLM organization that we finally know where the millions of dollars donated to them that they have failed to account for have been going, as the Black Lives Matter organization just posted a $100,000 bail to release a man who was previously honored by Obama and has been charged with attempted murder after shooting at a Jewish Democratic mayoral candidate trying to assassinate him. This man is now able to walk free because of the righteous, glorious work of Black Lives Matter, which of course the corporate media and political establishment loves to promote. And in related buying justice for yourself news, we of course have a lot of things to say about the latest settlement by Prince Andrew and the latest Project Veritas video, but those topics are very spicy, and of course we're going to be continuing that conversation about those specific issues on LukeUncensored.com later on today. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? We are doing a massive giveaway only to members, so it's going to be worthwhile to watch the video today as it comes out. If you want to find out when it comes out, it of course will be emailed to you when you sign up on our free email list, which is available to you right here in the right top side of our website, wearechange.org. Again, massive giveaway. I'm very happy to be doing this. Special prizes only for members with limited edition items that you cannot get anywhere. I'm not going to say more than that. Just that if you're a member, make sure to tune in later on today, as of course I'm going to be building, growing, and expanding our own platform more and more, especially in the face of so much online censorship. I'm still going to be selling t-shirts like this one that I sell on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, but mainly, as far as when it comes to my efforts, my work, a lot of it is going to be focused on our own platform, where again, you're not just only getting exclusive videos with topics that are too hot to discuss here on this platform, but a whole lot more. So definitely stay tuned for that and a lot more. Now, I never thought this would be possible because it's so absurd, but there right now is a PR coordinated effort by very powerful people trying to equate people believing in freedom and racist. Yes, this is the latest post by mainline media institutions like Teen Vogue, The Washington Post, CBC News, that are coming out and saying the same thing, that the notion of freedom is somehow remains intertwined with whiteness and a key component of of white supremacy, which is absolutely a bewildering, crazy, insane idea that is literally trying to convince people that slavery is good for them, as of course the trucker protests in Canada have been pushing back against the government controlling every aspect of their life, and their protests are made up of all people from all different walks of life, from all different races and creeds, ages and preferences, it doesn't matter, and to just blanketly try to attack and discredit this movement when of course just lying about it, being disingenuous about it, is absolutely awful, especially with the draconian measures that the state has been making along with other powerful institutions trying to, of course, punish people and scare them because they dared to peacefully voice their discontent with the current status quo, which they have a right to be dissatisfied with, but not according to the media, not according to the government that is being criticized here. As a Canadian Justice Minister just announced that people supporting this protest, donating to it, or supporting Donald Trump is reason for the government to seize their bank accounts under the Emergency Act that has been decreed by Justin Trudeau. Yes, we have government officials in Canada, David Lametti, saying specifically, if you support Donald Trump, the previous president of the United States, this is enough reason for the government to take away your money and your entire bank account. Specifically saying, quote, if you're a member of a pro-Trump movement who's donating, you ought to be worried about your bank account being frozen. Wow. Talk about regime draconian measures that are arbitrary and absolutely pathetic on many points of view, since these are desperate actions by a desperate state. And the big banks are, of course, going along with this. They're following orders by the government. Some of the same big banking institutions that, of course, didn't blink an eye when it came to Mr. Epstein and his friends' shadowy illegal financial dealings with an international child trafficking operation, but now, of course, these same financial institutions are ready to punish average blue-collar working-class people who, of course, want to protest. The Canadian government is not there. They have also sanctioned 34 crypto accounts, warning many financial firms to cease working with these specific addresses under the terrorism emergency law provision put in by Justin Trudeau. Now, as we know, as cryptocurrencies work, they usually work peer-to-peer. Will this demand by the Canadian government work? Who knows? But with crypto, it's a lot harder seizing private accounts than, of course, it is bank accounts that the government could just sanction and take away from you at any moment. And with these escalations made in Canada, people should know that their money in their bank account is just one state of an emergency away from being the government's money. There's also veiled threats made by powerful institutions against the truckers' children, against the truckers' pets now. There's threats made of people's animals being seized at this protest. And of course, the Canadian government is not stopping there, as of course we have a World Economic Forum member, the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada, warning that the government has, quote, the tools to follow the money, and that they are determined that this protest will stop, as the Canadian government is literally bragging about spying on their citizens' financial moves, as some people, like commentators like Ezra Levant of the Rebel News, is speculating that these moves are trying to, quote, destabilize the Canadian banks, as of course these reckless, aggressive moves by governments will have a lot of people taking their money out of financial institutions, especially with how arbitrarily some people have been punished, like a government aid worker that was fired because she decided to donate $100 to the Freedom Convoy. There's other people being contacted by the corporate press, being threatened and coerced to give public apologies for simply donating a few bucks to the trucker convoys. This was specifically work being done by Allison Ma, who bragged about it on Twitter and since has deleted her tweet and has protected her account, as even Ilhan Omar responded to this official tweet by Allison Ma, specifically saying, quote, I fail to see why any journalist felt the need to report on a shop owner making such an insignificant donation rather than to get them harassed. It's unconscionable and journalists need to do better. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I absolutely agree with Ilhan Omar here, who made a very important point here about the dogpiling, punching down, and major attacks that has been launched by very powerful people against blue-collar, hard-working individuals. What's happening here is Orwellian. It's disgusting, and it's pathetic behaviors by a government that fails to meet the demands of their citizens, that fails to even hear them out, that fails to listen to their citizens, and rather decides to attack them than try to even hear them out. And this is why Elon Musk is even comparing Justin Trudeau to the leader of Germany during the 1930s, specifically posting a meme telling people showing the offended man in question here, not trying to be compared to Justin Trudeau. Of course, a satirical, comedic post that I would say we need more than ever, especially in the day and age where information is being more regulated, more controlled, and denied to the average human being because of special, powerful forces that seem to gain any time the people just get to honestly have a conversation with each other. That's what I strive to do here. I strive to have a conversation, not contrived, that's not controlled, that's as honest as it could be, specifically on this platform. I got a lot more to say on LukeUncensored.com, which I will later on today, but there's a reason. Historically, whenever you have political freedom, you have political prosperity and also economic prosperity with that. And when you have top-down centralized control of institutions, of political life, of political speech, you of course have the regression of any kind of creativity and financial freedom and growth. There's a reason those two are correlated, and there's a reason why freedom is so essential and important to the progression, growth of society, as well as not just your political, but financial freedom. That's my particular take on it. If you thought I was wrong in any way, shape, or form, let me know why down in the comment section below. I used to say dislike this video, but we don't even have that anymore, which I wish you could tell me. But again, I'm here to work for you guys. I got a lot more to say. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys watching and sharing these videos, and that's why just double-clicking, passing it on to your friend, family members, random person messaging you. Just send them this video. You don't even have to say anything. Because you do that, I'm still here, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.